Hello everybody, this is Alex from Alter Gamer, and today I'd like to show you a bit of WarZ. Now WarZ has had a lot of controversies around it. There were people assuming it's a scam, there were people assuming it's all a bunch of lies essentially, a very effective copy of DayZ or even not a very good copy. There was a lack of details, essentially a lot of people were very skeptical was very skeptical of WarZ. So recently, and this was as sudden as it gets, the NDA was lifted. So I'm recording this video right now, literally just a bit after the NDA was lifted, and I want to show you what WarZ is about currently. There are still a lot of changes planned, new equipment, new features. What you will see now might seem a bit disappointing, but it's a start. It still did not enter. It still did not enter its beta stage. So you'll see way more changes as newer, better versions are introduced. So let's start off by looking at our basic character creation screen. Currently it's very basic. Creating a new character, let's create one now. You add a name, let's say David Bright. We are creating David Bright. Currently the modes, selecting a mode doesn't make any difference. Later on they will. I just remember what did each mode represent. And here you create the model of your character. You could choose his head, his body. The problem is currently there are only three, let's call them three sets that are available. One is this guy, usually a bit boldish, with tight clothes and jeans. You have this guy who has a vest and combat with nice military shoes, my personal favorite, and then you have only one female model with different tops, and you get the idea. So by far this is my favorite model, so we're gonna play around with this guy. Let's take this mustache. Yeah, this looks good. David Bright. So now we create this survivor. The server is gonna push that through, and voila, David Bright. Here you have your statistics. In the future there will be a skill tree. Currently there's no skill tree, but we can take a look at the inventory screen. And this is how every survivor will begin his game. You'll have a flashlight, which is you don't use your flashlight 99% of the time, and I'll explain this once we get in game. It can be used as a mildly effective zombie weapon as long as you're facing only one zombie. You'll see combat very soon. And then you've got a drink, something to eat, and bandages, so that you have your basics to start the game with. And a small backpack. You can find bigger backpacks while you play. So let's just jump in and do a quick join. I'm playing on the lowest graphics settings because, well, my computer just can't cooperate with me when I want to record this video on a higher visual setting. Maybe he just doesn't like zombies, or he's afraid, I don't know. Anyway, so far the idea in WarZ, and this has been this is essentially a con rather than a pro, is that you're just meant to survive for as long as possible. You have to fight zombies, you have to look for supplies, but your biggest threat, by far, are other people. Oh, we start in a safe zone. This is unprecedented. And we start in... alright, step by step. There are 3 safe zones so far. Each safe zone is essentially your way of protecting yourself from other players, not zombies. Players, or zombies I assume too, but the players are the bigger threat here. So far it's rather empty, but in the future there will be stores and NPCs, so you'll be able to trade and for money that you find on the zombies. Alright, so that's one thing. Another important use of the of the save zone is that, as you can see here, I have access to the global inventory, and in essence that means that I can store things in like an off-server inventory, which means I can, if I die, you lose all your equipment if you die. I can give myself something from my global inventory. So if I had, let's say, 2 guns, I put one in the inventory. My character dies, I can give him the other gun which was stored safely in the inventory. And the important thing is, it's not there is no distinction on which server you play. So you might play on, let's say, one server for an entire day, then log out. If you log in on another server, you'll start more or less where you logged out at. So all the servers are interconnected in that sense. So if you want to continue playing, and let's say the server you usually play on is full, you can join another server and just go from there. So here we are, this is the save zone. Where's the exit? Let's look. We can go south. The new area is not labeled, as you can see here. We don't see the names of the different towns and locations. I know there's a town here. There's a plane crash somewhere. Here's a plane crash. Here's another town. So let's go here, 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 and here. So pretty typical route. We'll not go to the airport because that's, well, as many people would agree, that is essentially a death sentence. You don't go to the airport ever. Lots of, why? Because it's a big, empty area with, well, plenty of spots for snipers to just kill you. That is one of the not criticisms. It's neither a problem with WarZ. It might be called as a problem with the players. And since I'll be walking for quite a bit, we might as well talk about it as I travel. The thing with WarZ is that currently there's a lot of PvP happening, and unlike in other games, or like in the case of very few games, PvP is not so much encouraged but not penalized. So you can actually fight each other and steal each other's equipment, and that will be perfectly normal. The problem is currently almost everybody you'll see will want to kill you, or you'll be forced in a way to kill everybody. And this is not too much a problem if you're if you're used to just not having that many friends and not trusting anybody from the start. But sometimes when, let's say, you want to be a helping hand and you see somebody struggling with zombies, you can help them out, and then they'll just kill you, take your things, not saying a thing. One time somebody spawned right next to me, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna be friendly. I'm gonna ask him not to attack me, because I had weapons and all that. I told him, I'm not attack you. You'll not attack me. And then, of course, he killed me with 1 or 2 shots. So it's currently the problem, in a way, are the players themselves, because nobody trusts anybody except for friends. And if you have friends, then naturally you'll trust them as much as you can trust your friends. But any other player is just a giant risk. If you want to play with random people, this might not be the game for you just yet. Another problem, as I heard from other players, is that some people are better organized, some people are much better skilled, but there have been, I myself had that incident of snipers essentially camping certain spots and not letting even a newbie, let's call it somebody who doesn't have any equipment and just a small backpack, they just snipe him anyway. There wouldn't be any point to the killing. It will be just for the killing's sake, which is theoretically, it's something that I assume could happen in the real zombie apocalypse. But on the other hand, this is just a game, and there is no real sense in killing everybody if things keep respawning in locations. So just looking around whether I see anybody or anything, but no, zombies don't ever spawn in woodland. They only spawn near towns, and we are moving towards a town. So just looking at the global chat, because sometimes when people die or get shot at, they will give you a general location of where it's happening at, so you have a hint where not to go, especially if you don't have the means to protect yourself. Because sniper rifles and any automatic rifles are very overpowered in this game. And it says, I mean, overpowered. They work in a way as intended. A sniper rifle kills a player with 1 or 2 shots. So, pretty much the idea of sniper rifles is to take somebody efficiently from a long distance, right? On the other hand, it really does kill the game when you suddenly get shot when you're just, entering a town and you don't have anything. Anyway, so here we are inside this town. We can see a zombie over there, and we have to search this town for supplies, be it food, water, weapons, and of course there will be a huge abundance of hats. And hats are something that, it's a part of the game. It helps you actually identify your own group if you play in a group. So everybody wears the same hat, so you know who to fire at and who not to fire at. Right, this is the post office. It's usually mildly empty, so yeah, this time nothing. Alright, so there's a zombie there. Let's go to the... Is this the diner or the supermarket? It's zombie, but it's not attacking just yet. There's a zombie inside? No, it just looks that way. Why is there nothing here? Somebody must have... Yeah, that's a zombie. I'm just wondering where he is. Ah, there we go. See, now this is the reason why I don't like the flashlight, and nobody else essentially likes the flashlight. It produces way too much light. Oh my god, that is a creative zombie. Zombies sometimes drop money, and the special Halloween zombies might drop a pumpkin, but I don't think we'll be so lucky this time. So nothing here thus far, which is actually a bit of a shocker. Usually I can find... Oh, fuck! Remember what I told you about not trusting any survivor ever? Well, yeah, that's the lesson. I got shot at, and now I'm fleeing for my life like a little girl. Ah. See, now he's just grabbing my starter gear, and he wasted plenty of bullets on, well, essentially on something that is completely worthless, because I had only 3 things. Of course, the problem for me now is I don't have any starting equipment, but my character is now dead for an hour real time, so I'll be able to revive him after that time. But most people just create a new character and go on from there, because there's no point currently. In the future there will be a skill tree, so then there will be some sense in keeping a character and reviving him. But for now, let's just grab this guy. This guy is a bit wounded, 83% health, but he has more gear than all the other characters. Quick join. Yeah, let's just do a quick join. But there was no warning, there was no negotiation. He just started shooting, and I tried to flee, which did not work at all. That is the sad truth about this game. You just can't trust anybody, and if you don't shoot first, they'll shoot first, usually. Perhaps this is not the best lesson for a game of this type, but it's the lesson if you plan on playing WarZ. Right. We are in a town. Oh shit, there are survivors there. Fuck that shit. Sorry. I did not mean to swear, it just comes out. Especially if you see 3 survivors just standing over zombies, and some of them appear to have guns. Just no way. No way, Jose. Zombies always eventually lose interest, which is a good thing currently. I just want to get out of here, get away from those survivors. I don't have binoculars to check if they're still following me. Yeah, following this road, I will get to some type of small settlement. Hopefully those guys will go in another direction. There's a lot of people just working together, you know, friends and clans. So I can understand that, you know, you'll always see them sticking together and working together, but that does not mean they'll actually let anybody approach them. So I'm just moving away as rapidly as possible. I don't, you know, that's a nice town full of gear, I assume, but I'd rather not risk it. I hope that, you know, they are meant to add vehicles eventually. I hope that it's not going to be too much of a PvP fest then, because, well, vehicles would really simplify the travel around here. It's just that running over people would become the next big hobby for everybody. Unless destroying a vehicle would be very easy, like, you know, shooting at the engine would effectively disable it or something, I don't know. God, that was such a big town, and there'll be more. I've got a baseball bat. What do I have with this guy? Just a few things. Yeah, what do we have around here? There are two things to the right, so we could take this road up and check what we find. I keep thinking about those three guys, because if they go in the same direction and think in the same way I do, we could eventually meet, and I don't want that. You already saw how little it takes for one guy to kill me. Now imagine how easy it would be for three guys to kill me, especially if they're all armed with baseball bats or hammers. One of the rules in WarZ is never to take the open road, because snipers can have an easier time spotting you. It's not like you're any better, you know, on the off-road, but you have a slightly better chance of not being detected. Oh, so much walking. There are binoculars in the game, and I'd wish I had a pair now, because I could see that I could, you know, look from above and see if I can spot any survivors. Oh shit, a survivor. Right, he's going left, so I'm going right. Although this location might be looted, everything respawns once in a while, and he might not have taken everything. Alright, no zombies yet. Maybe he killed all of them. I wouldn't mind. It's so suspiciously quiet. Yeah, after I played this game a bit more, I need counseling from a psychologist. I'll not trust anybody and just sit in the corner with a baseball bat. That is what this game will do to you. This place is usually very, very empty, so I don't think... Even the crow scared me now, thinking that it might be a player. No, it's in this game you're not afraid of zombies because you can evade. Survivors with a sniper rifle, most likely. God, there's nothing in here. That guy must have taken everything. Which is sad, because that means that I have to go all the way back to the big town where those survivors were, and then hope that they left. Which is a very, you know, like one of those wishful thinking. It's wishful thinking. Baseball bat, which I don't need. I suppose you could trade with survivors in safe zones, but that never happened so far to me. You know, people don't go that deep into the safe zone itself. Oh, what's this? Bandages. Oh, we've got a bit of gear here, so that's fine. Nothing else around here. And a suspiciously calm area, isn't it? Not a single zombie. It is. The further north you go, well, northeast, the calmer it will be. So it's essentially, you know, if you're just a beginner and can't fight zombies properly, you go northeast. As you can see here, that's essentially the safest areas, but at least that's what I think. But like this town, it might not have a lot of gear, but for one person, finding something for yourself is not that hard. I'd wish I had a gun. Any gun. Pistol, shotgun. I won't even think assault rifle or sniper rifle, because that's like asking for an early Christmas present. Oh, alright, let me just explain this part of the game, since I did not talk about it at all. In the bottom left corner you can see 3 bars currently. The orange one, which is decreasing right now, is your stamina. The other 2, the one on the left is your hunger, the one on the right is your thirst. And as you can imagine, once that bar is depleted, you'll start losing health slowly. And health can be recovered by using bandages, any type of medical supplies essentially, or eating certain foods. You know, medical supplies will be quicker, but if you're hungry and eat some food, you know, it's just... You save yourself from using those medical supplies, which might be much more needed during a player battle. Meanwhile, in the top right corner, you have 2 other bars, that being visibility and sound. Ah, there we go. Visibility and sound. And sound is the more crucial, let's call it, value when facing zombies, because zombies see you once you're within a certain range, but they can hear you from much further away. So if you start running in the middle of a city, you're guaranteed to be mobbed by zombies. But if you crouch and sneak around, it is almost certain that the zombies will not find you. So this is where the other guy went. but I don't see much here, to be honest. Let's check the trailer. Yeah, nothing here. He must have taken everything. The response did not happen yet. Alright, let's drink a bit. Water. Alright, that's one thing covered. I need more food. There's something in that direction? Yeah. Zombie in the wilds. In case you're wondering, what is a zombie doing here when I said that there are no zombies? The answer is very simple. Somebody lured a zombie or two away from a area, and they just stayed here. So while I was running, the one zombie noticed me and then started running towards me. But as you can see, it's not that hard to dispatch them. So what's this? It's like a small, very small farmstead. Or barn and 2 houses. Where can we go from here? Let me just... If we go here, we can just go down the main road to... No, not Clearview. I heard that there are snipers there. So we'll just try to cross around the river. I have to go all the way around, I think. I gotta jump over this. Oh, can't. Ah, there's a hole here. And no survivors in sight just yet. Some dead cows. Very few zombies. Somebody went through a bit of effort to fortify this place. And there's nothing. Oh shit. Right, I got a tiny bit of water out of this. So I do feel I have to go to the big city. Well, bigger town, rather. We'll make a dash for it. That's the only thing that comes to my mind. I could sneak past the zombies, I suppose, but there's no real point. Yeah, that guy is running. So, let's run! Full stamina bar is enough to get these suckers out of my way. And the growling stopped. They'll still follow me for a short distance and then stop. I'd wish that this game had a radio like we had in Fallout 3. Just turn on some music while you walk for hours. Well, maybe not hours on end, but, you know, the distance between each location is just long enough for you not to go completely bonkers, but at the same time it's that long that I'd like to listen to some music while I travel. Oh, that's me breathing, that's not a zombie. just drank a bit more water. That is the wrong attitude to take. You should never assume that anybody is friendly, anywhere. I do wish I had a boat. A boat would be nice, just sitting in this lake, swim up to that town whenever I need something. That would be the life. It's actually quite a big town by the looks of it. Yeah, before you ask, those sirens are not in the game. I best not disturb the zombies. I wonder, am I making more noise when I'm stepping on water or not? Oh, fuck. Yeah, that was a bit suspicious. Shit. The motherfucker. Well, there you have it. I hope he dies to zombies. Yeah, good job, man. So let's try for the third time and see if this time we survive for a tiny bit longer. Now I know this is not as fun as I'd like it to be. On the other hand, there have been much more brutal games. God, I had 20 minutes between each death, and I lost all my gear in each time. This guy has more gear, but I'm not in the safe zone to access it. So let's just play this guy. This is why you have 5 characters. If each of them dies in 20-minute intervals, you know, the next one will be ready for you to play as. Just horrible, horrible, horrible. And this guy, last time I played him, I died near an airport because 3 guys with M4s killed off my group. Right, nobody here. And although I will be breaking my rule, I will go to the airport. So there are quite a few hangars in that area. Hangars which might have loot, but on the other hand, they might just as well have snipers. Wonderful, isn't it? And no, you can't fight with your fists, so for the time being I'll be completely defenseless up until I actually find something useful. Right, so that's the airport strip. But the hangars themselves are much further away. There's a ruined cargo plane right here. Actually, we could go to the cargo plane first. It's closer. So yeah, if you ever plan on playing WarZ, first rule, no matter what you have, you're still gonna get killed by somebody, or you're gonna kill first. I did not kill any other player so far, even mostly because when I was engaged, I was outgunned or outmatched in some sense. Or I was, you know, suddenly attacked. Surprise attack, that's the term. Right. Now the cargo plane is actually quite big, and stuff is hidden, you know, in the engines, under the plane, inside the plane. So you just have to look everywhere. I was here yesterday, so that's how I know. Oh god, if this is empty, that means that there could be a player here in the area. Which means I'll die again. I should honestly stop. Oh yeah, speaking of the devil. Run! Yeah, I'm not gonna trust somebody who just says friendly. I'm not gonna trust anybody. I made it a rule that if I'll ever have a gun again, I'll just shoot first and ask questions later. Because honestly, that's what we had so far, didn't we? And even if somebody tells you, friendly, how can you believe them? How can you believe, like, I was once shot because somebody said, please help me, somebody just killed me and is stealing my loot, because somebody died. Or maybe it was just somebody, fooling me and saying, help, somebody is killing me right next to you, I was spotted and then he said, come out, help me. And he sniped me, just like that. Lost all my gear. So yeah, not trusting anybody is the way to go in WarZ. Things would be much easier if you had voice communication rather than typing, because when you type, although it depends. When you see that, like in the chat, you had proximity in green. That means that somebody within 100 meters spoke to you. Yeah, within 100 meters spoke to you. You don't know how close, but you can. But you can imagine that it's never, ever any fun. I remember when once somebody said in proximity chat, I see you, and I essentially just fled the town a second later. This is... well, does this make WarZ a bad game? I wouldn't say so. It just makes it very difficult for somebody who just wants to play, find stuff and then, in a way, progress. Because you cannot progress here safely, because at any moment anybody could just come up and kill you, and you won't even see it coming. You can actually access that. Well, it's not a radio tower, is it? It's a... oh, let's call it a radio tower. You can access it, so you can sit at the top and shoot at people. That's why this place isn't exactly survivor friendly. It's bandit friendly, but it's not survivor friendly. I didn't see anybody. This guy died previously, so as you can see he has no gear at all. Hopefully we'll find all we need in these hangars. Beautiful nature. Deadly nature. If you see anything buggy or glitchy, it's still an alpha, so I don't know, you shouldn't expect too much. Right, we have an entry point here. The problem is there are two zombies here. I could possibly outrun them. Stick to the fence, stick to the fence, stick to the fence, just stick to the fence. Stick to the fence, stick to the fence. This is not like Amnesia that you can't look at the monster while hiding from it. God, I need any weapon at this point. Even a pointy stick. Even though there are no pointy sticks. Right. We made it through this part. So we are inside. We're successfully inside. Here's the hangar. So no running. There's zombies everywhere. There we go. What's this? Helmet. So now my guy can have a helmet. Wonderful. It's not much use. Well, there are apparently... Helmets apparently add a bit of armor bonus to you, so I suppose in that sense it's good to have a helmet on or a mask, but there's apparently no difference between the helmet types, so you could have a full military helmet or a skull mask and it'll offer the same bonus. Alright, we've got juice, we've got water, we've got juice, and there was a kind of soda. We've got a baseball bat now, so we're not completely helpless. Kind of ham, that's food, in other words. Oh, a hammer. We want the hammer instead of the bat. Drop. The hammer can take out a zombie in 3 strikes. A bat needs 4. Kind of soda. When you look for supplies, it is important to know how they stack. For example, if I found 5 different types of drinks. Oh, what's this? This is new. A pickaxe. I wonder how good this is, if anything. Oh me. Wow, I never found a pickaxe before. So you see, it's not only hammers and baseball bats, it's also pickaxes. No, actually there's more weapons than that. I found here a combat knife previously, and I think it was just as efficient as a hammer. We'll see if the pickaxe is even better than that. If we can survive long enough. I don't see anybody. That's a zombie, alright. I'd rather have 1,000 zombies surrounding me than a single player. Because you'll know when the zombies are coming. Right, so we found some decent gear here. I'm actually amazed. But that also means that I'm an even more delicious target for any sniper. Or even not a sniper, just somebody who wants to kill beginners. Oh yes, and there is a day and night cycle. As you can see, it's slowly getting darker. There's a zombie somewhere nearby. Maybe it was just... Come on. Bring it on. Oh, fuck. Well, I'd say more or less the same as a hammer or baseball bat. There's nothing here. Oh, let's just keep moving. Oh fuck! No, 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 come on! Oh god! Well, thank you very much. Yeah, good job. You found a pickaxe and some worthless crap. No ammo. I hope you die in a fire. I wish I could show you gameplay of guns, maybe. Yeah, wonderful. You found my pickaxe. I'm happy for you. Not. So I think for now, for this video, I'll just wrap up because this has been going on already for almost half an hour. So that was a sample of WarZ. Essentially a very, very big PvP fest where if you don't strike first you will be killed by almost anybody. And I think that was the guy that told me he's friendly, wasn't he? You know, hey, I'm friendly. Kills you a second later, just somewhere else. Now you can see why you have 5 character slots, and you will be using all of them if you want to just, you know, enjoy the game actually. So anyway, if you want a well, I'll try to produce more videos trying to show more of the content, but for now that more or less sums it up. There are of course firearms, pistols, shotguns and rifles and sniper rifles, but getting them is not that easy. And although I have been killed by a number of different firearms, that's because, you know, some people are better at evading, or they just kill other people with firearms as soon as they see them. You know, sneak up on them and so on. But anyway, that was all from me for now, and I hope you'll have a nice day. And if you think about buying WarZ, it's not a bad game, but for now I feel that there's just not enough to go on it, especially if you keep getting killed by people randomly. Anyway, that was all from me. This was Alex from Alter Gamer signing off.